DynamicCarStore.com to get the cars. Icons, legends aiming at the stars. Hursty at checkout to save your points. Now your bank account won't be staying empty. DynamicCarStore.com. Use code Hursty. Go on.
Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome back to the QPR Career Mode. Now before we get started with today's episode, I want to apologise for the issues with the last episode, so episode number 37. I made a mistake. I scheduled it to upload at the wrong time, so it uploaded a bit early, so I then stopped it, rescheduled it for later on. It then didn't even come up live at the time it was meant to, and I don't think notifications went out for it, so I do apologise. If you haven't seen the last episode and you're watching this one, then make sure you go back and check the last one because it is there, and then come back to today's episode. But today, as you can see, we're starting off in the Cup. We are going to sim this game against Wolves in the Cup. Obviously, we'll jump in if we feel like we need to, because it is the quarterfinals. Like, I know it's not necessarily a big deal for us in the Cup, but it is the quarterfinals. Then we've got the away game against Bournemouth and the home game against Spurs, which will be a very tough game because Spurs always have very good sides in these competitions. So I'm going to get the team ready for this game against Wolves and we'll jump into the sim. And again, if I need to jump in during the game, then I will do. If I need to play more than the first half or more than like 45 minutes or so, then we might not end up playing a third. But depending on that, we will get a third game hopefully done today. But before we carry on too far, I also want to say people were pretty happy with the idea of me picking up Fisher on that free. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and I'm going to pick up Fisher on a free because he doesn't look like he's, you know, going to be too many wages. He's asking for like 20 grand. So if I can pick him up for 20 grand, that's fantastic. And we did also have the suggestion to maybe play him. We might end up doing that. Okay, so you can see he's asked for 18.5 grand a week with £170,000 as a signing on bonus. He asked for also a clean sheet thing, and I said no to that. So he might up it to about 19, roughly 19, exactly that. So that's fantastic. You know what, 19 grand a week, I'm very happy with that. He's asked for an important first team role, which is a bit of a stinker. But what I'm probably going to end up doing, if we're going to bring in Fisher, and we're actually going to use him for a little bit, it might mean we see the end of Todd Kane's time at the club. But again, to pick up a free, you know, right back, who's technically going to be our highest right back once he's got a little bit of form, I can't really complain about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Fisher up. I'm actually going to put him straight onto the bench. I think it'll probably be the end of Todd Kane's time with us. He's 28, so, you know, he's reaching that sort of time. 27 in Fisher, which, you know, isn't much younger, obviously, but 3 ratings higher. With form, he's going to be quite a bit higher rated. And it means that Ludwig can ease his way in. Instead of me just throwing him in like I have done, it means he can ease his way in, which is fine with me. But, yeah, the team's pretty darn tired is one thing I'm definitely noticing here. With, I think it's 2 games to go, so like a little bit of rest, but we'll have to wait and see how this goes. Okay, so you're going to notice something straight away. Hursty coming in at cam for this game. Now that seems like a really odd move, and that's because it is quite an odd move. But he's 67 rated. He's gone up quite a bit while not even playing. Obviously, we still have Pepe Arce, who's actually 67 rated with his plus in form anyway. So Hursty's playing it at 64. But I thought, you know what? Let's give him a throw in. Let's just try him and see how he does. You can see, obviously, they've got a pretty darn good side in there still. They've got Ruffier in goal, which is not going to be fun to play against. But regardless, I'm optimistic. The Wolves are a very good side. Simulating, I'm a little bit worried because obviously they've got a much better team than us. But I'm going to go for it. If I need to jump in for the second half, I will do. First half, regardless of the score, I will keep it simming. So I'm not going to jump in until that second half, and that's only if we need to. But I needed to make a couple of changes. Don Ball did ask to play, which is why Ball's playing over Amos. We're just going to have to see how this goes. I am a little bit nervous, but again, I'm optimistic. Hopefully the boys can pull through here, and hopefully we can just play half decent. That's all I can ask for here, is that we just put in a bit of a decent enough shift. And if we can, again, without me jumping in would be fantastic. If we go out, it'll be a real shame. We are in the quarterfinals, so it's still a pretty good achievement to have made it that far. But, yeah, this is going to be a tough game against Wolves. Again, a very good side. They've already got the ball down the wing here with Giles, so I'm going to say that. He's got it out wide. Played it into Podence. I think that is number 8. It's Neves, sorry, number 8. Should know that one. Playing it around really well, but that's an easy stop there for Ramsdale. This is the kind of game that you need your keeper to have a bit of a belter, because I think they're going to get a lot of the ball down this wing here. Already, they're knocking the ball around for fun, and it's going to be just tricky to get it off them. We just have to be patient, and the chances we do get on the ball, we're going to have to try and make attacks from them. But they're working it inside nicely, and Neves is going to play it across inside to their number 10. Plays it around really well. That is Zielinski with a goal straight away. Again, not overly surprised. 20 minutes in to go 1-0 down. Again, in the cup, realistically, we've made it quite far. We've done pretty darn well. I'm pretty happy to have made it to quarters. I don't know what they've asked me to do, but to get to the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup is pretty impressive. So I'm not going to complain there, but you can see already the quality difference here is just paying into effect. And Podence with a good strike, but we do take it out. But then number 10, Mr. Ilyas Chair, does lose the ball. He's actually the captain for today. That's who the game decided to make captain. So interesting one there for us. But again, they're just getting corner after corner, attack after attack. It's not looking fantastic for us here. Mate, this is going to be a tough one. But again, I'm going to stick my words. I'm going to simulate this. We'll see how the game goes, and we'll see if we do end up making our way out of the Carabao Cup. Not the end of the world. It means we get a nice bit of fitness for the league, because that is a real focus for us right now, because obviously we're right in amongst that sort of top 8, top 7 or so. So it'd be good to try and get that top 6 or top 5 finish. Primarily would be fantastic, but you can see Ramsdale and Dickey both having pretty darn good games in regards to their ratings there, but their front like 5 are the highest rated players on the pitch, and it's not overly surprising when you see how much they're getting this ball forward. Number 27 is offside, so Rafa Mir is how I'm going to try and pronounce that, is offside there, but we get the ball here to Hursty. Can he play something there? It's a good ball out wide to Bright Side, and we're going to play it back into Hursty. It's a bit of a chance here. First real chance on the ball for us. Play it into Bright. Across to Ilyas. And there we go, boys. We do actually get the equaliser just before half-time. Ilyas Chair, the captain for the day, does manage to put it in literally for the last kick pretty much of the first half there. Possession was against us. The chances, as you can see, all going in the way of Wolves. But we do get the goal back, which is absolutely fan-bloomin-tastic. I'm going to give Macaulay Bonne 45 minutes here. I'm happy just to wrestle in the dikes. Again, this is a cup game. I need to really put the primary focus on the league. But we're going to bring in Connor Masterson as well. Again, rest Carter Vickers. I'm probably going to bring on Fisher at some point. Give him a bit of game time, either over Ludwig or over Hammerleinen, because Ludwig can play at left back as well. So if I need to take one or the other off, I've got the options. But you know what? We'll carry on the sim. We'll see if they can carry on with that last little bit of play at the end there. Ilyas Chair doing very well for himself. Masterson, obviously, and Macaulay Bonne both coming into a difficult game, but giving them 45 minutes each, I'm very, very happy with that. I'm not entirely sure what I just said there. 45 minutes each is what I tried to say. We've got the ball out wide here. Going to play it around quite nicely. Play it into Macaulay Bonne there. He's going to have to turn back and find dumb ball. It's a real shame there. Sini losing out just on the edge of the box. And this is where we've got to be careful, but a good little interception there from Mr. Chaloba. Plays it into Bonne. He's got Cody standing him up, and that's a real shame. He's going to always struggle there against Ndonka, Cody, those kind of players. It's going to be a tricky one, but they've played it out wide again. They've got it to Cornet now, who I think is the... he was playing in France, I believe. Is it Lyon or someone like that he's playing for? He's a winger from there, but obviously has joined Wolves in this save, and he has actually... No, he hasn't gone off. It's Podence who's gone off, but... Come on, boys. Let's see this out. Oh, they've played that really well. That was really unlucky. I think that was Connor Marston was just a little bit out of position when that ball came in. But what I'm going to do now, while the ball is being knocked around there, we're going to take off Ludwig. He's a little bit tired. We're going to bring on Fisher. Give him, again, about half an hour, 20 minutes of the game, just to try and get a little bit of sharpness, a little bit of everything rocking there. Because if we do need to rely on him later on into the season, then I'm not going to complain. Obviously, he'll be like a gold-rated player with his form once he gets into some decent form, so that's good for us. They've also brought on Raul here. I'm assuming that's Jimenez. I'm assuming it's just that it says Raul instead of Jimenez, but here we go. Bit of a chance here. Ball out wide. Ilyas, oh, mate, not good enough there. Number 75, very odd kit number there from Marquez, is how I'm going to say that. Oh, there we go. It's finally gone off. So we do end up bringing on Fisher. He's going to get himself 15-20 minutes of the game here. But... Mate, I've been surprised with how well we've actually played here. Hursty on the ball now. Going to look out wide. Has to go back to Chaloba. Lovely bit of play. Bonne back to Hursty. Oh, mate, Cody steps in there. Hursty was actually almost clean through if Cody hadn't got that. He was just behind him, but managed to still get the ball away there. But lovely bit of stuff there from, I think that was Dickey to step in. Number 4 is Dickey, I believe. Yeah, lovely stuff. Right, go on, Macaulay Bonne. Lovely play. Hursty, can he get back to Bonne? Oh, Hursty's been unlucky, you know. There's been a couple of chances where he could have played that pass off, or maybe was nearly through for a shot. Hursty's been pretty darn decent, so maybe it's a chance for him and Pepe Arce to really step up this season. If they can get some rating, get some form, who knows? Those two could be a bit of a future pairing for us. Maybe if I get one of them prepared to play maybe as a winger, then we can maybe get both in the future. But we'll have to wait and see here as we again rotate it for the last chance of the game. Potentially we have gone backwards, so I doubt we're going to get a chance to take it forward. We don't. I think it goes straight to penalties. It does. Rob Dickey is our second best penalty taker. Oh, dearie me. What have I done here then, boys? What have I done here? Okay, we'll just go with it. Again, let's see how the boys do. On paper, we shouldn't win this, but it's a good start. Macaulay Bonne finding the bottom corner there. Lovely start. Come on, Raul Jimenez, miss it. And he has missed it. He's gone the same way as Bonne, but Ramsdale has done very well to win that or save that. Rob Dickey steps up fairly central there, just the left-hand side, makes it 2-0. Ruben Neves, very good penalty taker. Misses again. Ramsdale, what an absolute hero. Stepping up with 2 saves already. Brighter side, Samuel steps up straight down the middle. 3-0. If we save this, if Ramsdale saves, cornet penalty, it's a perfect... Oh, it's very near the middle as well. He must have gone left there. Come on, Hursty. Go on, mate. Oh, he skied it. Boys, not like this. Don't do me like this. Unas is going to step up, and he misses as well. It's so bad. It's flown. You can see it's actually where our 4th penalty was. I'm fairly sure That's where the red dot is there. Lovely stuff. We go through 3-1 on penalties. A late goal from Bon at half-time, just before half-time. And then we did really well to see that game out. You can see they were all over us, but we got it to penalties. We got the win. Lovely stuff. Well, we didn't have to jump into that game, so that does mean we get to play both games today. So we've got the Bournemouth game and we've got the Spurs game to do. So let me get into these meetings and everything, any training and stuff, and then we'll see you at the Bournemouth game. Okay, the team is ready here for the game against Bournemouth, away to Bournemouth as well. And you can see the starting lineup, pretty much the go-to starting lineup here. Pepe is coming at cam because Bright is very, very tired, so he's going to start on the bench today. Fisher is coming in to start. He's already on a +1, which is good to see. I'm going to give him the full 90 minutes unless I need to change things otherwise. But Ludwig is going to play the full 90 against Spurs. Again, just give Fisher a bit of a chance here. See how I like him in game, see how he does for me. But I'll keep Ludwig for the bigger game. Realistically, my thought process is, even though Fisher's the better player, stats-wise and everything, Ludwig would play the main game against Spurs, like the more difficult game, just because he is like the first team player out of the two at the moment. So regardless, we're going to jump into this. The team in good form. Let's see how we do against Bournemouth. Here we are at the Vitality Stadium. I think one of the smaller stadiums in the Prem. Obviously, in real life, they're currently in the Championship, but they have managed to get their way back up into the Premier League in this save. But regardless, it's going to be an important game for us today. It's important to keep the form up after winning a very, very impressive cup game. Again, from simulating it, very happy that we didn't have to jump in there. And we've got a very tough game up next. So let's get into this game. Hopefully, 3 points can be the order of the day, and hopefully a good performance. Ball here with Chalobah as we try and break away now. Pepe's in the middle with a bit of space, but he's being closed down quite quickly. But he's managed to keep it up. We have the advantage there. Pepe's is just offside. We're going to have to play to Dykes. Oh, I tried to play it in the middle there, the through ball, but it's gone out to Ilias Chair. We're going to have to re-rotate this round. Lyndon Dykes on the edge of the box. Going to finesse it. Oh, it was just wide there. It was a decent enough effort. It's the first chance of the game for either side. And I have to say, it's been a really scrappy game. Maybe I could have played it into Pepe's. It was actually just a little bit wider than I thought. But that's the first real chance of the game. Goes to show, 40 minutes in. It's been a real scrappy half so far. Pepe on the ball. Lyndon Dykes with a little bit of space there. Manages to take it past the centre-back. Lyndon Dykes, come on. There we go. Second chance of the game. And it is the first goal of the game as well. Pepe with the assist. Lyndon Dykes with the space and then finding the back of the net. You can see finally we get the space for Lyndon and we managed to score the goal. It was really tricky because, again, we just really struggled to make that little bit of space in there and then find the chance through. But as you can see, the defender was just a little bit further inside than he needed to be. Pull it onto his right, play that strike. Lovely finish from Lyndon. Really happy as well that Pepe did manage to get the assist because obviously this is a game that normally he wouldn't be stepping into. But we see Lyndon scoring again. Things we love to see. It's his 13th goal in the Prem this season. He has been so vital for us, and it's good to get him back into scoring ways just before half-time. Let's see this first half out. 1-0 would be a really good half-time result for us. Well, there we have it, half-time. So that goal was really important. It was quite near the end there, 42 minutes in, and we do manage to take that lead. At half-time, very happy to go in 1-0 up. We have been a very good defensive unit in this game because they've had a lot of the ball. I think possession-wise, I'd guess they've had maybe 55-60% of possession. I will double-check for you because, again, they really have kept the ball 65. Yeah, they really have had a lot of the ball. But we've had the only real chance again. They said they've had a shot. I don't remember a single shot that they've had, so clearly I've missed something there, but I don't remember them having a shot. But regardless, I have to say, we've played pretty darn well. I'm going to take off Chalobah, and I'm going to bring on... Oh, actually, he's not much... Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to bring on Don Ball for Chalobah, just because Chalobah is quite tired. At some point, I probably will bring on Conor Masterson, and I'll probably take off Lyndon Dykes for Obafemi, just to, again, get that rotation and keep Lyndon Dykes nice, fit and fresh for the Spurs game, because it's just under a week away, so I want to make sure that we have the best 11 that we can for that game. But here we go, back into the second half. Let's see how we do. And also, as a slight side note, he's been very busy in the first half, but Fisher did have a pretty good first half, doing pretty well to keep them relatively quiet down that right-hand side, because that's where they played most of the ball. Oh, they played that really well in. I cannot believe. I think it's Rob Dickey has kind of almost stepped over or past the ball there. And they've managed to get themselves back into this 1-1. Look at this ball here. As he plays it through, it's a really nice pass. But Dickey kind of just steps away from it. It's really odd. He's running towards it. And he leaves it. It's a really, really odd one. I'm actually using Dickey as well. So you'd think that it would sort of try and lock me onto it as I'm trying to run towards the path of the ball. But Ramsdale was quite close to him. But against his former side... he doesn't manage to keep the clean sheet today. That's Shrivez is how I'm going to say that. He's going to get himself a goal. I'm going to make the change I said before. I'm going to take off Lyndon Dykes. I know Obafemi has not been doing the best things for us. However, we are going to bring him on. I've also just realised Lyndon Dykes has 5-star skills. When did that happen? With not long left, the change for Bright is going to happen. Bright is coming on for Pepe Arsenal. We're going to see if we can get this ball into Bright's feet, because I think Bright really could be a bit of an impact for us with Bright and Obafemi down the middle, 2 quick players. Obviously, against a fight at the back, it's still going to be difficult with 1 striker, but first, we've got to defend this chance here. They've knocked it around well. Rob Dickey, great tackle from Rob Dickey. They've given a penalty. They've given a penalty for that. I actually can't believe it. I am so sure I win that ball. Look at where the ball has gone. There's no way I don't win that ball there. I need to watch that back. I genuinely need to watch that back because I am so sure that we won that. I need to watch it back. So what's gone on then? Wait. Are you telling me if I'd done nothing, he'd have shot like this? You're telling me if I didn't slide tackle, this was his shot? That's what you're telling me. I genuinely can't believe that. I've given us all the work to do now. They're going to step up for the penalty. I think he's looking to the right. He is. Ramsdale with the save. After all that, it doesn't even matter because we have stepped up and we've made the save. Okay, a few minutes left. I don't want to say we need to see this game out, but we're not doing enough to go forward to really say we can still push on to win this. We need to get the ball out of our half and create something here. And this could be a chance for us to maybe do it. We get the ball to Ellis Todd now. After the penalty, can we go ahead, go down the other end and try and get ourselves the 3 points here? We're going to cut inside to Bright Samuel, who's taking it past the midfielder now. Obafemi, go on, cut through the middle, mate. Go on, Obafemi. Good stuff. Just plays it back to Bright. Oh, he doesn't get his foot onto it. I think realistically, unless we win the ball in the next 2 seconds, that is going to be the end of the game. At least the end of our chances, because I don't think they'll give us a chance to get the ball forward at all. But they have blown the whistle there. I'm honestly gutted. I have to say, I'm a little bit gutted. We didn't play well enough there. We didn't really do enough. But the penalty save at the end was huge. Thankfully, Dickey didn't get himself suspended or booked or sent off or anything like that. The ball is hovering there, so that does show there was some magic at work today. But realistically, I have to say we weren't good enough. It was a good performance from Bournemouth and not particularly a great performance for us. A little bit worrying going into a very tough game up next against a very good Spurs side. But we need to do a little bit more next time. And I have to say the rotated players didn't do bad. Okay, a couple of things I want to show you. George Thomas, an offer has come in from, I can't remember the name of the team. Cordridge is how I'm going to say that. I don't even know. 1.2 mil. I have accepted it. So if he does end up going for that, then just so you guys know, George Thomas will be leaving the club. I was asked to scout Stefan Johansson. He's currently 72 rated and 30. I don't honestly think he's going to make it into our team. I'm just being brutally honest. I don't see him making his way into the squad. So I'm going to have to pass on that one. I can understand people's reasoning for wanting to do it, but to pay 52 grand a week for a player that's not actually going to start for us, I think would be a bit of a waste. I do also have to say, I've also looked at this at Mikel Agu. Looks pretty decent. 28 years old, so a little bit younger. 74 rating, so is actually technically the highest rated midfielder if we were to pick him up. Probably ask for about 20 grand a week. Looks pretty darn good. Let me know again if he's someone you think we should maybe look at. He has just signed. Oh, no, it's that he's on a pre-contract. So let me know if you think maybe we could pick him up as sort of a good squad player. So he'll be someone that comes in or starts, but we also rotate a little bit. Whereas Johansson obviously wouldn't really make it in because he's older and the same, if not lower rated than our current players. Agu obviously being higher rated. I'd be a bit more willing to accept that kind of rotation, but let me know your thoughts on him. It's just somebody I looked at. Okay, up against Spurs next. This is going to be a very tough game. You can see some of the players they've got. They've got Gomez and Koulibaly. They've got Strakosha in goal, which is an interesting one potentially. Again, this is just a predicted side, but more often than not, it's very similar, if not the same as the team they predict. You can see we've gone with our strongest 11. Ludwig is back in. Fisher playing at a 76, but as I said, Ludwig right now is our first team right back, so it makes sense to play him in this big game. But regardless, let's go for it. Let's see how we do. This is going to be a tough game. After the performance against Bournemouth, we definitely need to step it up. You can see here they're talking about Carter Vickers, obviously him coming back against his old side here. But Karen Prince Foundation Stadium needs to be rocking today with what I think is actually a midweek game. So it looks a bit early for a midweek game. But regardless, we're here against Tottenham Hotspur. It's going to be a very, very, very tricky game. Top of the league against us here. But we're going to have to go for this. We're going to have to give it our all and see how we do. I actually quite like the yellow kit of Spurs. I have to say, I think it's quite a nice kit there. But regardless, tricky game here. We've got to try and get the 3 points today. Spurs with their first real chance bringing the ball forward here. They're going to play it out to Heung-min Son on the wing here. He's got a lovely cross in there, but thankfully Carter Vickers equal to the cross to get rid of it. We've been getting a lot of the ball, but not really able to do too much with it. But now, here is a perfect chance for us to counter. Ellis Todd is bursting away from Reguilon, who's actually doing a pretty good job of catching up, but can he get there all the way? No, he can't. Ellis Todd going to play it back to Bright. Really good block from the defender, but it's not cleared just yet. We get the ball now back to Lyndon Dykes, who's going to try and turn. But it's a good tackle from the defender. That's our first real chance of doing anything, but also it came off of the counter. Maybe that's what we've got to do. We've got to be patient today, work a little bit off the counter, which is going to be a shame, but realistically, against a side as good as this, with such a good squad, I can kind of expect having to work off that counter-attack. And if that's what we've got to do, then that's what we've got to do. Ball here with Lyndon Dykes. Dykes going to have to go backwards to Amos. Amos back to Lyndon Dykes. Plays it up to Bright. Bright back heel to Lyndon Dykes. Lyndon Dykes, there we go. That is what I'm talking about. Lyndon Dykes gets himself the goal. For some reason, picking the ball up, implying, yeah, let's go and get a second. Now, take your time, boys. Take your time. 14 goals in the season now for Lyndon Dykes, and we actually get the breakthrough here, which is massive for us. Honestly, us getting the lead is huge. A little bit on the counter, but that one really actually was quite a nice bit of play, bit of possession, knock it around nicely. The back heel from Bright is fantastic, and honestly, again, I know some people want me to sell Bright. The consensus on the comments of the last video, for those who did see it, was that we, you know, if we keep Bright, we keep Bright. It is what it is. Obviously, the career mode is slightly different. He hasn't gone through what he went through in real life with us. And, mate, he would be a real loss if we did lose him. You can see, since converting him to that cam spot, since he got up to an 80 when we did that as well, he has been so important for this side. And it would be a real shame to lose him, because in this career mode, he's committed to playing. He's playing well. And that is half-time. Really good performance from us, I have to say. I think we have looked the better side on that counter-attack. Spurs look fairly comfortable in possession, but we don't look like too uncomfortable. Apart from one or two bits of play where they've got it and just kept that possession around our box, we have looked pretty darn good. So I have to say we're looking pretty good for the 1-0 at half-time. In regards to changes, not entirely sure what I want to do here. I might again bring on Pepe Ars because he has been pretty good for us recently. So I'm going to be Bright out wide here. Make him a left winger because I think, yeah, I was going to say he likes playing as a winger, I guess, in-game. But we're going to bring on... Actually, you know what? Do we bring on Hursty here? I think that's what we do. We're going to bring on Hursty. He's on a -3 still. He didn't do bad in the simulator game. I'm going to try him out. Not very quick. You can see he's got 66 pace. Not fantastic. But we'll give him a game. We'll see how he does. Let's try Hursty out. In a pretty darn big game. Bit of a risk to play him. But the pace of Bright out wide could be a nice addition for us as well. Also, Bright does really well at coming back and covering in the career mode. So, second half, I'd say more of the same. But just a little bit more possession, I think. And we can see this one out. Work the ball inside here to Harry Kane. Oh, we're going to try and step in with Carter Vickers. They've worked around really nicely. They have found the back of the net. A real shame there. A bit of a shame that Lo Celso, he's only just come on as well. That Lo Celso got the ball there from that little pass through. Not really sure what more I could have done there. I think that was just a good little bit of play. A really good decisive pass from Kane through to Lo Celso. I do kind of want to watch it back a little bit because I've committed there to Kane. He's turned me quite well there. That turn was just too much, and it's a shame that Hammerleinen couldn't get in the way of that one. I have just taken Hammerleinen off because it said a minute ago that he had a bit of an injury, so I've just taken Hammerleinen off there. We brought on Fischer to play at right back, Ludwig over at left back, and I've also just brought on Dumball. I think it was for Amos because Amos was getting a little bit tired. So a new CDM, a new fullback, so fresh legs really in the defensive part of the team was kind of to try and see the game out. But obviously now with about 25 minutes to go, obviously we don't want to lose this game. But it'd be nice still if we can get back into that lead. I'd rather try and pick up the 3 than feel like we've dropped 2 points here. Ball here with Chalobah. Going to look out wide and find Ellis Todd. Really good first touch there from Todd as the ball is powered straight to him. But Hursty now on the ball. Going to try and set away Lyndon Dykes. Good first touch. He's got Gomez standing him up. Going to play it to Hursty. Hursty scuffs it. I have no idea if Hursty's left or right footed. That's something I probably should have looked at. But that shot was not a good one. Ellis Todd now on the ball. He's passed it off and then made a good run down the wing. But Chalobah's not quite going to get that pass off. There's not too long left in the game now. And we really do have to be careful here. Because Spurs, every time they get the ball, they do just carry that ball far forward. And they just cause problems for us at the back. But Dino Fischer is going to hopefully catch up to Heung-min Son. He does catch him. But doesn't catch the ball off of him. Which is a bit of a stinker now. Done ball. Can he get anything? That's a lovely ball out wide, I have to say. Again, Carter Vickers. I've had to move him out the way. But mate, Ludwig yet again. Ludwig and Hammerleinen as left backs, both of them today have had really good games and honestly been just fantastic at stopping some goal scoring opportunities. They have had a very good game between them, both at left back. But now Ludwig has still got work to do as we have Aurier bringing this ball forward. Ludwig again steps in. Really good stuff there. I don't think we're going to get a chance to make the counter-attack. We don't. Again, sadly, another 1-1. A frustrating draw there, but I have to say, a very impressive result when you consider we're against top of the table. We could have seen that game out if we just that one chance, realistically, that one chance, if we defended it the same way that we defended the other chances, I think we'd have seen that game out and got the 3 points there. It does feel a little bit like 2 points dropped, but when you consider it's against top of the table, you have to celebrate the point because I do think that's a really, really good result. Again, a shame that we don't see it out. They had one chance. The one chance they had, they scored. It just goes to show, defensively, the amount of chances we actually stopped them taking or making were huge. Well, before we round up today's episode, I can tell you that George Thomas, the deal has been agreed and he will be leaving at the next transfer window, which I believe obviously is getting pretty darn close. I think we actually get into the transfer window in the next episode. So he's gone for 1.2 and we'll be seeing 800,000 of that. So actually next episode is the last couple of games before we get to January. So the first game of the following episode, so not the next one, will be against Aston Villa in January. And then we have a cup game against Liverpool. It's a home and away, so that is the semi-final. That is going to be a tough game, especially considering we are indeed going to simulate those. But regardless, that is going to be the end of today's episode with Bournemouth, that's definitely Brighton, and Burnley up next. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this series. If you are, then please do leave a like on the video. Again, apologies for the slight issue with the last episode, but hopefully you guys have now caught up and you've seen this one too. Thank you, of course, for the support on it. If you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. Make sure you turn notifications on as well to be told anytime that we upload a video or indeed go live with a live stream. But for now, guys, I want to say a massive thank you for watching. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves, and of course, wash your hands.
What? Nah, his name is Hursty. Slap bald head, yeah, it'll probably hurt me. Bang top bins, it'll probably hurt you. Ginger, streamer, platform, YouTube. Drop a name in the chat, or say hello. Entertain, yeah, you already know. Capital H, yeah, I'm a read it slow. Hursty games, yeah, you already know. Hursty.